From the stable of Kola Obadimu Jr.'s Playhouse, Segun Showunmi Unscripted.
How can a people who have reduced themselves from their very preeminent height into beggars not be concerned about things that will bring about skill development and skill acquisition and retooling of their youth? Now, if your legislator does not even understand that this is a challenge, what is he going to do there? So I think that going forward, the people must ask themselves, and when I say the people, I'm talking about the leadership of the people, because all societies have classes. The top echelon of society must now show more interest in who represents the society, for the mass of the people really don't know what to look out for in a good leader. When the time is right and it's time for them to take that decision, what do they see? They probably see a poster, they see a political party, they see a lot of noise up and down the street, and probably they see some handouts in form of money or maybe rice and all of those things they give out, t-shirts and souvenirs. That's not enough for them to be able to know precisely what it requires to be a good legislator. And before we get it all twisted, it does not mean that you have to be a lawyer to be a good legislator. The totality of what is required is for you to be aware of the issues that concern your people. A legislator is not necessarily an enemy of his governor or the enemy of his local government chairman. There are no struggles for power between the one that is administering the state and those that have been sent to Abuja. In the real sense of the word, if they knew what was good for them, they are supposed to collaborate to ensure that the agenda of their state, the agenda of their federal constituency, the agenda of their senate, the agenda of their people is brought to the fore in the national gathering, where the executive will have the authority and the ability to put attention and find a solution to it. And then their responsibility of appropriation, which is the one that mostly gets, brought to the table. You feel disappointed in them. Can a people not be concerned about debts? Can a people not be concerned about asking, how did you use the last resource you took? It's like going to your bank to borrow money. If a legislator saw their responsibility that way, would you go to your bank and tell them you want to take a loan to do a business, collect the money, not show them a return on investment, not show them where you invested it, not do an audit of how you spend, and then go back to them the next day in the morning and be given another money? That's exactly how the legislator should see the federal executive. The legislator ought to see themselves as the resource bank of the people that the executive comes to ask for the right to appropriate and get money. That's why it's called appropriation. The legislators are the ones who put the money there. The executives are the ones who spend it. But guess what? The man who appropriates also has the power to ask that a detailed audit of how that which has been appropriated has been spent. But what do we have here? We have a situation where year in, year out, our budgeting and appropriation process has become a ritual. People who don't even understand the figures, who can't even sit through the detailed and painstaking work of looking at it, are the ones that are there. When they even ask them to come and pick consultants to help them, you marvel at how they use their consultant for political patronage. And so they bring people that are not as trained as them to come and be consultants to them. So where is the blind leading the blind to, except to go there and say the eyes have it, the ear have it? We have gotten to a point where we will look at the other nations of the world making progress, and we must tell ourselves that there is nothing they do there that we can't do here, even better, because the circumstances is different. The hunger is even supposed to be more here. We're supposed to be the one who are even waiting to break new frontiers and announce to ourselves that yes, we have arrived. And the journey of our arrival will do great good to all our sanity if we just insisted that our legislators, those we send to go and represent us, do not go there to either go and sleep, go and eat, go and clap, go and take pictures, or just go there and be saying the eyes have it, the nay have it, without any commensurate toiling on the issues that concerns our people. For democracy to survive and survive well, for democracy to make sense, for democracy to be worthy, for democracy to be sustainable, for the people to be served, it's down really to this legislator. If we remove the legislator, we'll have a dictatorship within seconds, because it is the ways and the attitude and the manner by which an executive is created. There's something about it that looks monarchical. There's something about it that is totalitarian. There's something about it that is my way or the highway. It is the duty of the legislator. That's why they put in the middle there, to ensure that no one can appropriate the entire goodwill of the people to himself, to do as he wishes to do without consequences, or at least somebody asking, why do you think it is the legislator that can impeach? It is because those who have created the concept and idea of democracy have imagined that it is very possible that a rogue will find himself in power. And if he does find himself in power in a democracy, and it is not yet the time for another election to be voted out, how do you mitigate against the damage that he is doing? Of course, smart founding fathers, they instituted the concept of impeachment, so that when men of integrity and men of value know precisely what the agenda of their people is and follow that agenda, then they will not waver when they see someone in the executive toiling with all that the country, the society stands for. And therefore I say, may the legislator, both now and in the future, be inspired for greater good. For democracy survives only when you have an independent legislature.
Segun Showunmi, unscripted.